Hello, everyone. Welcome to this talk. Today, we're going to talk about contemplating money. That is chapter 2 on my Your Money or Your Life book that I've been reading and telling you about on Thursdays. Contemplating money, the book goes into there's 4 perspectives of money that people use or view, how they view money. And the 4 perspectives are the street level. He went into like the like city, like where you live, kind of like put it in your mind, picture it this way. And so the first thing is the street level, which would be the paper money, metal money that you use just to go and buy stuff and get what you need, and then you use it again, get what you need. That's the street level feeling, knowledge of money. And then you get the neighborhood level, which this goes into like more of a psychological, you think about it more. And this would be, there's 4 of these neighborhood levels, which is money as a security. And he put, for example, that people view money as security, but if you were carrying a suitcase down a dark alley with $1 million, would you really feel that secure? And I say no. I'd be very, very scared. And then money as power. Like if you have money, you're able to do anything, because money is power. And a lot of people feel that way, think that way. And then there's the money as a social acceptance, and that's people that feel like they want to be, what is it, meet the Joneses, beat the Joneses, or something like that. Anyway, you know what I mean. And then there's the 4th, which is money as evil. And they go on to ask, which one are you? And I've never really, I've been more of a street level, which is just like, oh my God, where am I going to get this money from? Because I need to buy this. And then I get it and I buy it and I'm happy, right? And so I've never really used it as security or power. And I've never really been like, oh, I want that because he has that. I'm very content, which is not really good. I think this is where, Paula Herrera got me to, don't be content just with day by day. You need to like hustle and, do something and get beyond what you have, but not, to be like social, like use it as a social acceptance. Anyway, I never did any of those 3 things, but I view the money as evil, or I viewed the money as evil, because I've come past that. Anyway, I viewed the money as evil so bad that I, like, when my kids started getting older, it's like, don't get a credit card. The credit card is the devil. And it's because of my experience with the credit card, because I really, like, money doesn't really, I didn't want to have a lot of it. I just wanted to be able to do the things I wanted to do. I didn't want to be rich. I just wanted to, do what I wanted to do, which is not much, But when I started using credit cards and I got myself in really bad situations, I see that, like, now I don't use the credit cards as much. I try not to use them at all. But they're a necessary evil. You need to use credit cards in order to get, your credit score up, to get credit history, so you could buy things. So it's good to have it, just learn how to use them. And I obviously did not learn how to use them. I'm learning now, which is like I've spent my life, thinking, where is my money? Why, if I make so much money, don't I ever have any money? So anyway, that's where I fall on the money is evil. And I scare my kids, don't get a credit card. Don't, it's evil, it's the devil. And that is where I find myself. Anyway, I just thought I'd let you know where I'm at, or where I was at, because now I know that I need money, and I need a credit history. I need to make my credit history nicer than it is right now. But anyway, then there's, from there you go on to the city level, which is the cultural realm, and that's assuming money is worth something. It is a store of value, a means of exchange. So this is where you are at when you know a little bit more, you're more open, you know more things, you spend your money more. But this is, I think, where you get to keeping up with the Joneses or whatever. This is where you go and, it says, and I wrote it down, we ignore intellectual, emotional, and spiritual growth, having gotten stuck trying to continue to grow physically by adding more and more possessions, which take us to like the first chapter, that you buy and buy and buy, and it's all cluttered up with all these things that sometimes you don't even use, your gazangas pins. And then there's the fourth, which is the jet plane level. That's when you're flying and you see the whole city, you see all the neighborhoods and everything that happens. And when you get to the fourth level, the jet plane level, this is personal responsibility and transformation. This is where the money is something we choose to trade our life energy for. We pay for money with our time. And this is where the book is talking about our jobs and how, we work for money so that we could do things. Knowing what, that we are spending our time to get money to do the things is where we want to be, because this is where financial independence falls, and you experience freedom and a psychological level. Anyway, so step 2, I think I have it over here. Step 1, which was last week, was making peace with the past. That's where you are gonna look at your X-ray of your finances and get rid of all your clutter, da-di-da-di-da. And on the second chapter, your step 2 is being in the present, tracking your life energy. And your life energy is what you trade for money. So there's 2 steps for this second phase. And the first step is establishing the actual cost and time and money required to maintain a job. And that step would be like knowing, like paying attention and knowing. And they gave an example of this gentleman that he worked and he made a lot of money. He made, let's say, I don't remember how much he made, but I think it was like, $40 an hour. But then they he started like analyzing, how much he pays to eat for lunch at work, or to take somebody to lunch, to buy new shoes, for his suits, for the gas he puts in the car, the the what is it, the when your car, the use of the car, you have to change your oil, you have to change your tires. What else do they put? Commuting, costuming, daily decompression when you get home and you're just tired, and if you have kids, it's like, oh, stay away from me, let me just like lay here for an hour, and just because of all the traffic is also taking time out of your, you're getting paid to drive for an hour to get to your job and then drive an hour back. And so he takes all this in consideration, and out of his money that he makes, when he took out everything, because there's other things, there's daily decompression, escape, entertainment, vacations, expenses, playthings, job-related illnesses, like all things that happen because you want to treat yourself to a special something because you made so much money or you work so hard, or things like that. So the guy ends up at $40 that he makes an hour. If he takes out all the stuff that he's using to get to work and look good at work and be productive and all that good stuff, then he calculated that he was actually making $4 an hour. That's how much he actually got for him, because everything else was to prepare himself to get to work. And then part B is keeping track of every cent that comes into or goes out of your life. And this would be, it says, you may ask why every cent? And it's because it's the best way to become conscious of how money actually comes and goes in your life, as opposed to how you think it comes and goes. So this hit me, and I started tracking this. I read this last weekend, and because that's the only time I have time to read and write what I'm gonna talk to you guys about. Anyway, so I started writing down like what I do, and he's right, because it's $5 here, $1 here, $2 here, but it adds up. It adds up, and you don't know. And like for groceries, I think it's a really good thing to make a list, go get your stuff, and then come home and don't. If you didn't get it, if you forgot it, then wait till you go again and get it. Because if you go to the store, you will not come back with just the one thing you're missing. You will come back with a whole new cart of other stuff that you might not even need. But anyway, let me see. Because of the job, I do work, and I started analyzing that. And of course, I've been working from home even before COVID, for like a year and a half. It's gonna be 2 years in August. Oh, maybe 3. Anyhow, I work, and I actually like my work. I like what I do. I enjoy it, and I feel that working makes me feel like intelligent, and I like it. I like feeling needed for all this. But then I start thinking, well, what would I be doing if I weren't working? And maybe I am missing out on a lot of stuff. I mean, even when I'm trying to do like this motivation stuff that I'm doing, I'm working, and sometimes, because I'm working from home, sometimes I finish dinner and clean up, and then I go and sit there for another hour, because what if I forgot something, Sometimes you work more when you work from home than when you work at work. But, I save gas, I save time, I save money, because I don't dress. Sometimes I'm in my pajamas till noon, and then, I go get dressed so I could exercise. If I didn't exercise, I'd probably be a couch potato and just sit there with my pajamas all day. But anyhow, another thing I want to talk about is I learned a new word, and you guys all probably know what this word means, but I didn't, and I thought, oh, what a cool word. It's discernment. And what that means is sorting out the true from the false, separating the wheat from the chaff. By writing down all that comes in and out, you will discern which expenses are fitting and fulfilling and which are unnecessary, extravagant, or even downright embarrassing. I just thought discernment, I like that word. I might have heard it before, but I don't think I really knew what it meant. But I didn't hear it too much. And when I read it, I thought, let me write it down and say it, because it's a pretty word, and it sorts out the truth. So it's a cool word. Use it. And anyway, that's where I'm at, and I think it's a really cool, just to think about, like what he's saying, and of course he goes a lot more in depth than what I just talked to you guys about. But it's cool to analyze and that work, especially for people that commute and you have to get up and do how many hours do you spend doing your hair so it looks pretty, right? Or your makeup, or just wow. It just like got me thinking about that, and got me thinking how grateful I am that I'm working from home. But the one thing that I am gonna do, and I started doing already, is that one thing, tracking my money, tracking every penny that goes out and every penny that comes in, because I think that's a good reason why I am in the situation that I am, because I just like things come up and if I forgot the lemons, I go to the store, get the lemons, which are $2 maybe, but I come back with $50 worth of stuff that, oh, maybe I should get this, maybe I should get that. And really, if I stay home and just do what I have, I'd probably get through the week anyway and save myself, $45. So think about it, write down everything. A really good thing, I think we talked about it last time, is the ledgers from the bank. Ask for a ledger, and because that's everything that goes into the bank. But if you like take out $100 to have and spend during the week, if you write it down on a little notepad, then you'll know where those $100 went. And that's a lot of times why I don't like having cash, because I have cash and I just I feel that I have to spend it. When I do have cash, I do not have it for more than a week, because it's there. So, I could do this because I have cash. So, and with a credit card, or an ATM, it's just less easy to spend it. And when you do spend it, you could put it on your ledger and you know what you're spending. But when you have cash, it just goes, it disappears. And you think, what did I do with those $100? I thought they were in my pocket. No, you bought something dumb at the store, anything, and you never know what it is. So start writing down the stuff you buy, even if it's not, on the ATM. But if it's with your ATM, which most of my stuff is ATM, is, the money goes in the bank and the money goes out of the bank through the ATM, and just keep your ledger. And it's really nice to know how much you have. And a lot of you might know, but me, I had no idea. Sometimes before, like a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, I would look in my account to see how much money I had. And if I had, let's say I had $200, I go, okay, let's go, we could do this. But I didn't know that I had already paid that money either with a check or an automatic payment somewhere. I just, pobrecita, I don't know where I was, but I am enlightened now. I'm reading this book, and I am reading a lot of other things, and we are gonna get out of that this year. We are. So if you like what you're hearing, if you enjoy what I'm talking about, subscribe, and give me a little thumbs up. And I'll be here next Thursday, probably talking about chapter 3. It's really interesting to me. I hope it is interesting to you too. Bye.